Okay. You said that there are no modern black women standing up and speaking out against racial supremacy or standing up for their black brothers. Well, here I'm one, and I took a couple of notes from your video so that I can clearly address everything that you talked about. First of all, I am not conscious yet. In my opinion, I'm still approaching consciousness or whatever. So I don't appreciate you calling me a bitch or a hoe. And I don't understand how you can call yourself conscious and get on here and call any black woman a bitch or a hoe or degrade any black woman. That's not inviting to the consciousness. We're trying to empower and uplift our community. And we're not trying to target the conscious people. We're trying to educate the non-conscious people. So by you calling them a bitch or a hoe and not trying to understand where they're coming from and why they're their way and trying to teach them, it's not going to invite them. In fact, it's going to push them away. If I wasn't invited to the consciousness or introduced to the consciousness by this guy named Gent, which is a beautiful, beautiful black brother, then I would probably call you crazy, to be perfectly honest. My second point is, I am a feminist and I am college educated, but that does not mean that I hate or I disrespect my beautiful black brothers. In fact, I love them. And really, in my opinion, I think you really need to go back and understand what the feminist movement was, because the white women didn't really want black women to be a part of it, and even as a result of this, black men got their rights to vote way before black women did. We still had to wait. Or whatever. Not just black women, but all women in general had to wait. My next point is that I do agree that most black women do hate themselves. That's why they put perms in their hair, and they're afraid of their beautiful hair and their beautiful black ancestry, so they try to cover it up. But I do understand that it is not just the black woman. In fact, the entire black community is indoctrinated in self-hate. And yes, this self-hate is a result of the white supremacist movement or whatever. But black people aren't the only people that are suffering from this. All white people are brainwashed as well. And so the whole idea of consciousness is to not just make black people conscious, but to show white people you're not better than us just because your skin is white. In fact, our common ancestor is a black woman. My next point is, you said something about how there is some type of mutual respect in the conversation and in other racial relationships, and any conscious man would know that it is in an African tradition that both the male and the female role in the relationship is respected and vital. One is never greater than the other one. Both are equally needed. And it also takes a real conscious man to know that this is not a European and Arabian, this is not an Asian tradition. In fact, there cannot be a respectable conversation between a woman and a man of any other race, because the woman's opinion is suppressed. So I don't understand where you get that from. I think you need to go study some other countries and look at the Middle East, where where Muslim and Muslim women are over there still fighting for their different rights. So how can there be a respectable conversation between the two? My last point is that this divide between the African man and the African woman was intentional. It didn't happen all of a sudden. It wasn't an accident. See, they knew that if you could divide a family, if you could break a family apart, then you can not only destroy the community, but you can also destroy their sense of self. Their culture, their language, everything can be destroyed if you just break apart the black male and the black woman. So even though this video that you put up has furthered our cultural and our cultural genocide, and you have just misrepresented the conscious community, and even though you have ultimately disrespected me and black women like me and even black brainwashed women, I still love you. I love you, my black brother. And I hope that you come to this understanding of what consciousness really is, and that you do continue to uplift the brainwashed bitch, because she needs that more than the conscious woman needs that. She needs to be educated more than the conscious community needs to be educated. And you need to be educated as well. And all black men who are still running around calling themselves niggas and calling their brothers niggas or their friends niggas, but not willing to calling them men, or and still calling the man, which is, we all know, a white man. They're still willing to call them that, but they're not willing to call themselves men. They need to be educated as well. But like I said, I love you. Raised fist.